Okay, now we're going to talk about the text. So we have this text here and we have this folder here called top text. So if you turn that off, then you can get rid of the text. So let's turn it on. This background has a jersey texture right here, and you can turn it off, and then you can change the background to any color. And with the jersey on, you can change the background to any color. So you can double click this hue saturation, and you can slide this to change it to any color that you want. And if this is off and this is off, then you can come to the text, and I'm going to say window, character, and here is my color. So I can change this to any color in here, or you can add in your own color by pasting it in here or typing it in. And then you can also change the stroke. So if I double click this where it says FX, then you have this stroke right here. And the stroke, you can turn it off. It has a color, right? So you can double click this color and change the color to like gold or something. And you can also make it larger or smaller. And you can position it to the inside, which I don't usually like as much for this one. You can also change the bevel and emboss and turn that off and on, and that's right here. And you can adjust all these little numbers here to make it change. You can make it up, down, and it has an inner shadow, which you can also turn off and on, and adjust all these numbers, an inner glow, and a drop shadow. Again, all these can be changed and adjusted as needed. So let's say we wanted to change, I'm going to turn this back on. Let's say we wanted to change this to a different word. So I'm going to double click it or triple click it, and I'm going to change it to, so as you can see, it doesn't really fit. So what we need to do is enlarge it. So I'm going to double click, and I'm going to come over here and arrow up so that I'm just pressing, as long as I have this highlighted and I use my mouse wheel to roll this up, it's going to get bigger. Or you can just change the number, or you can click this and change the number. So I could change this to like 92. Oops, 902. 92. Another thing I can do is, as long as I have this selected, I can still use my scroll wheel on my mouse and just make it bigger until, but I have to have it triple selected so that it'll change. You can change the font. So look, we come over here, and let's say we want to use a different font. So let's see. Let's say I want to use a little bit of the same. Oh, that's kind of different. Let's try a different one. Another thing you can do is you can scroll through all of these and look at all of them, and you can press Control H to hide the view, and then you come here to hide like the highlight, and you just arrow down and you can look at all of the different fonts until you find one that you like. So that's kind of cool. Another thing you can do is come up to the warp, and right now it has an arc upper. So you can change it to vertical. Let's move this down here. Okay, you can change it to any of these. So you can see all these different things you can do. And then once you get it changed, you can also change the bend. And then click OK. How to change the distance between the letters. So if I had, let me go back to my history here and go back to where I was. Okay, let's say I thought that this T and this A were too far apart from each other. So I'm going to come to this right here, and let's see if I can get this right the first time. And then I am going to, I got to highlight the A, and then I'm just going to use again my scroll wheel. No, it's the wrong letter. Let's see, the T. And I'm going to use my scroll wheel in here, and I'm scrolling it to make it come closer together. So you can change those little kerning areas and make it perfect. One more thing you can do with the font is, I just wanted you to be aware that, like, if you had another texture that you wanted to drag in here, as long as it has this little clip here and you drag it into this area, you can use a different texture that you bring in yourself. You can change all of these team name information down here exact same way. You're just going to type in a new name, and this is another one that just has it in impact in case you wanted a quick change on that. You can change the colors of these team names and all the effects, which it also has a stroke and a drop shadow. So you can make changes to the color of this one, triple click it, click right here, and then change it to a different color. And then you can change the font and everything. So that is how you change the fonts. Next, we're going to talk about adding the athlete. So stay tuned.